Everybody. Give me just a second. All right, sorry about that. Had a phone call. All right, so this is Global Rescue. I think this came back or came out in April time period. I already started a level, but there are kind of some quirks to it, and I figured just go ahead and walk y'all through that. But it's a pretty fun game if you like kind of a relaxing for the most part, depending on whatever setting you have. I have it on normal setting right now, so it's just the average amount of calls and whatnot. So it kind of can get busy and hectic, but as long as you're good at multitasking, all you got to do is just basically. But so yeah, this is the main menu here. So there is modding for like vehicle wise. So you can get vehicle skins from the Steam Workshop. So these are, I think it's primarily based. I mean, so you can also pick whatever city you want as well. Um, and so I'll kind of show you that as well. But so just kind of show you some skins of the vehicle. So you got the BMW here, little wagon. Then you got the Ford Explorer. Then you got the like Ford Transit. It's either Ford Transit or the Mercedes. I don't I think it's a Mercedes. But so you can download there, and then the Ford like 16 pack van, your SWAT vehicle. That's the European version, the US version, European kind of SWAT vehicle as well. Your water tender, your fire engine, ladder truck, your European style ambulance, your American style ambulance, another European style, Asian, European, I don't know. Then you got your like medical Tahoes, and then I think it's like an EV. But so those are the categories of vehicles, and then again, you can just go on Steam and download some vehicle skins. You can also create your own as well. You would just have to download the template, and from what I gathered on that, it looked pretty simple for the most part. You just pull it up in Paint and just kind of change it from there, and then you would upload it to. But you can also create your own missions as well, and then you can also download missions as well. So some people have done that. And then here you can select which vehicles you want to show up. So you just either check mark it or uncheck mark it, and then as well, so whenever you choose the vehicles, whatever you want, so you'll select whatever skin you'll collect, or you'll click that default skin, and then that's going to be the one that shows up in the game whenever you're um, you know selecting your and building your city itself. So right now I have South Carolina Highway Patrol as my default, and some South Carolina based county for the rescue vehicles and all that stuff. So whenever you are downloading some of the mods, some of them don't show up whenever you click subscribe. So an easy way to do that is once you close out of the Steam Workshop, just like click that and or just hit exit modding and then go back into modding and then see if the vehicle's there. But I did notice that there are some skins that don't work, so you'll have to just play with it around. So let's do a new game. So what's cool about this? So you already have pre-made, or not pre-made, selected cities already that the game already recognizes. But you can also choose in your own city as well, and it basically puts in a satellite view. And so type in whatever city you want. So I'm gonna do Orlando, and then choose. So that has like different areas that you can choose as well. But let's just do Orlando, Florida. Click next, and then so it's going to show you the satellite view, and then it's going to have the tile information here. So what I've learned in selecting your tile is you kind of have to like play around with it a little bit, because there are certain areas where you can't build, and you may run into an issue of upgrading your base, to a larger base down the road. So what I was going to try and show y'all. So let's just see. I selected, and so also what I noticed as well, try to stay away from interstates of selecting a thing, because whenever you're starting out, and if there's not really on ramps or exit ramps of those interstates, your vehicles are going to have a hard time responding to certain areas, or they're going to take longer to respond because they'll get on the interstate, have to drive all the way down and past the incident or whatever. So it's kind of a headache. So that's what I've learned from that is choose an area that doesn't have a like to start off with at least. So let's see this one. So it tells you got a lot of buildings, it's average, and then it's an excellent choice. So this little star, it's point of interests. To that, I believe it's talking about like instead of it just being like houses, it'll be like businesses. So it'll say restaurant needs some help or whatever. So we'll try this one and see how that goes. And then over here to your right, you'll select your difficulty level. So relax. You got your number of incidents, 70%. Hence, always success bonuses, 50%. Time limit permission, 50% more, blah, 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 blah. And then you can choose whether if you want to start with police, fire, or rescue. So I'm going to start with police. You can do the tutorial as well if you want, but I am not going to do that. So it's going to load in the satellite version as well. Once it loads up, then you'll actually select where you want your base to be, and then we'll go from there. So
welcome to our team. I am delighted to. We will provide.
So your first base is free. So you'll have this little square that you will build upon. So whenever you're selecting a spot, like you can't just build on top of these houses. It's not gonna. Oh, actually, it may allow you to do it. I don't know. I'm curious now.
Excellent.
Okay.
Now
well,
connect
disregard.
your base to the public road.
I did not expect that.
First,
to happen.
place
So
an entrance at
you
the
can
edge
do
of
that,
the base and then connect it to a
but you can also hit
public
escape
road.
if you don't like that spot after all, and kind of move it around. But so there are some roads. So see, like this road, for example, it says invalid position. Well, let's see. That's not. So some of the roads you can't build off of, and you're like, oh, this is a great spot, but then it's like, oh no, it won't allow you to basically connect a road to it. So just keep that in mind as well if you see that. Yeah, this actually looks like a pretty decent area. Large, park area back here, so you can actually build upon your stuff, and it's kind of centralized as well. Only thing is, looking at this over here, looks like there's no roads going to this whole area, so I don't know how that would work if there's incidents over here, because since the roads are going off the map, I don't recall, or I haven't experienced whether or not if the vehicles will actually, go around to get to that area. So, and we'll try it out. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make it. All right, so since I know that we can delete houses now, I am actually just going to, so click that, and then you'll start off with a little gate area where you want to have your entrance, basically. So you can choose anywhere, and then all you have to do is just build a road to it. So what I've been doing, I'm probably just going to stick with it for now just because I know it works. is doing it over here. So build your little side road to the road. And then now that's good. Add road connection. Yes. All right, so now you have click the build button, street lot. So this is the office location as well. So you have to have street spot, basically connecting obviously to the road and then to whatever parking spaces you have as well. So I know I'm going to eventually need a gas station and a car wash. So I'm already kind of building it to that. Again, since I've already played a little bit, I kind of already know what base layout I want to do. Yeah. And then so what I'll do now, since I'm just using the police right now, I'm just going to use small parking spaces. Let's do, and then so you can rotate as well. That. All right, so I think that's good enough for the parking stuff. Now you can click office, but then you'll click the office building itself. And I'm just going to leave this area kind of blank over here. You can adjust it later down the road as well, but so telling you on the right hand side, build an office room, minimum size is 6x4. So you have, some money as well. But I'm gonna build a little bit bigger than that. So that's your office space. Now, door, I'm just gonna put that in the middle. And then desks, I already kind of know, again, just how I want it set up, at least for now. One fridge, so then you go to the other areas, so kitchen, bathroom, break room. So the first ones that you need for sure to start off with is kitchen and the bathroom. So what I've been doing is just doing minimum of 4x4. Oop. And then again, door, put a fridge. And you can also, so you see the arrow, it tells you what direction that you are going to have the fridge. And so basically each item can only support one person at a time going up to it. So in my opinion, it's good to have 2 fridges, and just so that way, area for people to go to, and it's not just all clustered into one thing. All right, so bathroom. Dog's collar going on in the background. We'll do 4x4s. I try to keep the doors kind of like semi next to each other. And then, so again, you'll need a toilet, sink, shower. So I kind of just try to think of it of how I've seen it in bathrooms. Things kind of take up a lot of space. That toilet, that there. Oh, now it's telling me to hire some people. So you would go down here to employees, and then you're gonna hit the plus sign. So up here is gonna have your list of categories, basically. So you'll click Control Center, and then you'll have their skill level, and then how much they cost. Since you don't have any hired currently, once you get ones hired on, then there'll be another tab up here that'll show your current employees. So you'll have that. So let's just do 1 junior and then 1 intermediate. So we're good with 2. Now we need at least 4 officers and also 3 CD. So we're gonna do the same thing. I don't know if they level up pretty fast, skill wise, but there's that. I like to start off cheap, just get the new guys. All right, so yeah, now here's that tab up here of your people that you currently have hired on. And then so it'll also tell you like what they're doing as well. So, you know, walking around, toilet. Close out that. Build. Eating options. So I was just doing the like cheap chairs. I don't know if it matters of comfort wise of what they need, but that I'm just gonna make a, I guess like bedroom yet. Buy at least 2 vehicles. And then you don't have to connect anything right here yet, because they'll just walk across. Go to vehicles. I forgot the Orland skins. Hopefully change when I pop it over. So yeah. Let's do alt now. So you can change the skins, but you can't change the lights. So if you grew up in the South has a lot of just straight blues for their emergency lights, as opposed to, you know, red and blues. So these are red and blues that they have. So to my knowledge, you can't change the lighting. It's little discount tag or sale tag is the little symbol I was thinking about whenever you're trying to buy vehicles or buy stuff. And so it'll actually tell you as well, you know, what their specs are. So 2 passengers, 2 crew. So you can arrest 2 people with this, and then you can also have 2, you know. Right. He's got 2.
It looks like you're ready to go. Your first emergency call will certainly come soon.
And then it'll just kind of start
an assessment
popping
at
off
regular intervals and will be
and
given a
then,
budget for the following period.
Some of the ways that
based
you
on
can
your
manage
performance.
the vehicle and or people
As
is
long
by
as you
clicking
are
on the
not
people
dealing with
itself.
emergencies, you can
So
take
show
care
you the
of
skill,
the other tasks that
show
also
you what
need to
they're
be
what they
done
need to do.
and are
So
displayed
toilet
in
kind of
your
going
to-do
there.
list.
So I'm just gonna tell him, so don't hit dismiss. Dismiss is like firing them. So if you end up hiring too many people, then that's how you'll do that. So there's that. Actually, Thatcher's up. Needs to go to the toilet, so I'm just gonna assign him. So you can assign him stuff as well. And so if you select on the patrol vehicle, you'll have fuel and then cleanliness. Eventually, they'll get dirty as well, and so you'll have to send them to the car wash that you build. Get the vehicles clean. Otherwise, I think your reputation goes down.
A neighborhood dispute threatens to escalate. Location, Gulfstream Bay
So
Court.
we got the escalate situation. So what you can do is zoom out. So that one's not that. You can also hit the little button up here, the map symbol, and it should bring you over there. Do that. Click them and respond to that. You'll see the little guys run off and then get the vehicle. We'll head to the other vehicle. Since it's not an emergency, I'm going to send them to the presence. I'll head over. Go in that little. So as you progress, you'll unlock the different bases as well. So you can expand your base, and then you can also unlock your base or unlock different bases. So each base, if I'm not mistaken, can be. I think you can mix
Physical
certain things.
altercation between several persons was reported. Location, Semorin
but yeah,
Boulevard.
there's that. I'm going to change that one vehicle to go to that instead, which they're going to additional tasks, but I'm going to have them go to the brawl instead. You can change them, you know, the task basically, and have them go for immediate thing. And then you'll have to pay attention as well once they arrive. It'll, you know, it's telling you waiting for arrival. So now you actually have to go and click and assign them to whatever the task. So don't think that it's going to happen automatically. You have to tell them to do certain things. Once you unlock the other bases, so fire and medical, you'll have to Um, certain units can only do certain things, so it's like you can't have a fire unit interview people. So like that one has to be police. Same thing with like if there's injuries, it'll have to be the medical unit, not the fire unit. So you'll have to kind of pay attention to that, and then if there's a lot of stuff going on, it'll kind of just blend all together of just you hearing like, oh, sorry, this unit can't do that task. But if you have multiple units doing that task or doing a task, then it kind of gets a little hectic of like, okay, which one are they talking about? So if you stop seeing like the progress continuing on, then you might want to check up what it is, and then it'll also say like, awaiting task basically. So like if you selected them to do a task and it still says
The
like
brawl was
awaiting task
successfully brought to an
or
end.
awaiting assignment, then you might want to see if it's a different thing that they do. So like this one, it's saying additional units recommended, so progress is kind of slow. I'll have them go over there as well. Get them over there. And then the speed up thing will kind of go as well. And then you could, buy more stuff, because since I didn't make the, build a whole bunch of stuff, I still got some money, so I could buy another vehicle and whatnot. So for research, as you build up stuff over here, you'll get the what called you get these little research points, and then you'll have your money itself. So this is where you'll do the research. So the thing with the stars, those are like levels. So it's like you can build this up to 4 stars, 5 stars for the reducing fuel consumption, and then this is where you expand your of operation. And then the different units have their own thing as well. So they can do specific things as well. You can also get different style car. So like this, where you would unlock the squad car, which is like the van for the police. Squad fire, so where you would get the truck water tender, like to be able to unlock it. Because at first you only get the fire engine. So he's still heading over there. And then you can also like speed it up as well. Fast forward button.
The dispute was successfully de-escalated. A caller reports a scooter without a license plate. Location, Commander Drive.
That's done. So if there would have been a person to arrest,
The witness
then,
statements were recorded.
You would send one of those to drop off the person to the jail, and then send them elsewhere. Back to that.
The traffic lights at an intersection have failed. Traffic must be directed manually. Location, Serene Lane,
Vehicle to
Turnbull
that
Drive.
first now, so that's more important. Fine. Yeah, this is basically what you do for looked at. So I've gotten I think I got up to like level 42 in my other city, and before I realized like what certain people could do, I started getting bad reputation, and you'll get the threat of if it continues to be bad or your rating goes to 0, then you'll be fired. So I don't know if that's like in game and then you have to start a new city or what. So theoretically, I guess you could get fired, but yeah, there's that. Whenever you're in the build thing, it does pause, so you don't have to worry about stuff going off. But if you're doing employees or vehicles, it is going to continue on. Keep that in mind.
The problem has been solved and the traffic light is working again. The scooter was found with the rider still on it. The license plate is missing. A police report is being filed.
Starting to need fuel.
Attention, festival Many people in a confined space could attract pickpockets.
Give you little situations of what's going on, so then, you know, there'll be some situations like, okay, well, now there's going to be some pockets around. And then for those type of situations, you'll need to
A dispute
get
has
there
broken
quickly.
out in a restaurant. The situation needs to be investigated. Location, Duncan.
Also like a time limit up here as well. Of, you know, you needing to do something before it time's out. Whenever you hear the busy tone, then that means your dispatchers are
A
overwhelmed right
person's
now.
smartphone was snatched from their hand and stolen. The thief must be caught quickly. Location, Tinkham Avenue.
I could pull them off of it and head to that instead. Probably gonna do. These are just like additional tasks that you don't necessarily need to do, but eventually you'll get like extra bonuses for completing additional tasks. If you have two perpetrators, and so like let's say this unit only picks up one,
You
this unit
currently
picks
have
up
several
one.
emergency calls
Instead
in
of
the
sending
queue. If this
both
happens
units to do
regularly,
that,
it is
I'll
advisable
send,
to
you know,
provide
one
more
unit to
desks
pick
as
up
needed and hire
the
more
other
control center
perpetrator, just so that way
dispatchers.
it frees up.
The perpetrator was successfully arrested.
So head in the prison right now. But he'd probably
There's a
get
loud dispute in the restaurant regarding the bill. Settle the dispute before it escalates.
to right now. I'm getting overwhelmed.
A drunk man has become aggressive towards the staff of an establishment. Location, Southeast Branch. A group of youth is harassing other people on the street. Conduct identity checks and question civilians.
Send both of
Location,
those
Semorin
there.
Boulevard.
You are currently receiving more emergency calls than you and your team can handle. Now you need to prioritize wisely and, ideally, increase your staff and vehicle fleet as soon as possible.
We'll tell you. You know,
The bartender is said to have charged for more drinks than were consumed. The parties involved come to an agreement on the spot. A drunk man damaging
Let's
property has been
get
reported.
per unit. Car 10,000, and then for cops as well. That guy.
The youth group was successfully inspected and nothing was found.
So I can also get a gas station. So there are kind of like some wonky facings as well. Like, so I can't back it all the way up there because little blocks, the parking space, or not parking, the road spaces are too big. So yeah. And then, so you may not
Shop
have like all
reports a
three dispatchers
shoplifting
on at the same
incident.
time, because
The
if one's using the
perpetrator has to
bathroom
be
or
picked up
eating
and
or whatever,
arrested.
sleeping,
Location,
you'll need
7-Eleven.
to set up beds as well for them to like rest. Uplifting. This one to refuel. From here. Start sending tasks as well. I don't think it matters which one you do first, whether if it's arrest perpetrator or question people. I don't think the perpetrator will get away if you don't do that first. But we just end up doing that one first. But
The perpetrator was successfully arrested.
question witnesses, I'm still here. If you would transport, then you would leave the scene, and this wouldn't be
The witness statements were recorded.
Now I can transport.
Police Patrol Car 3 has arrived additional task and is awaiting instructions.
Your employees would like to have proper... Their tired employees like...
Now it's telling me I need beds. Build. Bedroom. Build it to that door. As well. I just kind of stack them. Pretty already. Now they got beds. Guy, so feels alright. The bathroom currently, his energy is halfway. So you could send him to go to the bed. They'll sit in the chairs as well instead of going to bed. That'll give them some energy, but they get more energy when in bed themselves. If I see him sitting down. Don't really know what happens when if they run out of fuel, so better string. Might be mine. I don't know. But basically the gist of the game, and yeah, just build up your city, expand it out. Now. So, oh yeah, I guess I think you have like a $50,000 loan at first. So, you know, I could pay it off right now. I'll probably wait a little bit just to make sure. I'll just pay it because you get money fairly quick. Then you can also get a loan if you want to like build more stuff. And church, so I got 200 coin. Or, sorry, 2,000 coin and then 75 of that. Yeah, you can get an additional base, so I think you can only have 5 or 6 vehicles per base. At least for a particular size, I think. And but then you just have... Alright, so refuel that. So, like, towards, I think, the end of the day, it kind of starts to slow down a little bit, but then it'll, again, whatever's going on. Something going on over there. Putting prison patrol, but...
An illegal street flea market is taking place. Counterfeit brand name goods have been reported. Check the situation. Location, Winter Oaks Lane.
They're sitting and eating right now. So instead of them sitting there, I'll tell them to go to... onto that flea market since they're already out. So for the hall,
We've received an emergency call from the library claiming that a man is randomly pulling books off the shelves. Location, Southeast
This is where
Branch.
you can build like a little garage basically. So if you put a parking spot, it'll automatically put the rolling door there. The small parking lot spot is for the small door, and the big ones for... the big ones do take up a lot more space. Like I want to say like two of the spaces basically. Too small is like one of the bigs. So there's that. But yeah, so the fire trucks, ambulances, those all need the large ones. The regular SUV, police cars, those all just take. I don't think there's any benefit of having, the garage itself. It's just, part of the aesthetic of how it, or how you want it to look, basically. But if you rotate around the camera wise, Q and E for that rotation, and then R and T, like object rotation, that's a stuff. So you can demolish stuff as well, and then it does refund you back to your account of that you built something wrong. You don't want it anymore. You can demolish it, or you can also move it if you still want to have that item around. That way you don't. Yeah. They're going to that. Right in the line. So it'll tell you what, how many you currently at base. So, well, edit. Then remember to check or click the check mark. That's how you save the name of it itself. So, OPD. Oh, that's called Orlando. This one, presence supposed to leave. Oh, go work now. That is gist of the game. Pretty fun. I enjoy it. It don't have to do too much thinking. Gotta ask for the most part. Go back now. You know what? I don't remember what level it is. Might be 10 of where you get to unlock the next stage is the firehouse. So you can either agree to unlock the firehouse, or you can basically skip it. And so that way, if you only want to focus on the police or whatever which one you first start off on, you can take more time and focus on that. The jumping into another category of calls that you'll have to kind of know which, what unit into.
The perpetrator has been located. He appears to be heavily intoxicated and must be arrested.
The prison's right there. Oh, sorry about that. If I wanted to. Looking at that. Right, and hopefully the mic quality is good. I swapped out mics just to see if it was a little bit better, instead of having a directional oriented phone. I did it. I don't know if that be able to to more picks up a little bit more sound. See how that goes. All right, but
Question the witnesses who observed the crime. Record the damage.
so the game will automatically save. In the settings, there was automatic save intervals, and then you can also change your units of length. So I got miles, dollar, currency, whatever your settings want. The name of the sound of the dispatcher, like the voice over the uh, yeah. Save a game. So I think if you have it under, like, if you don't change it from autosave, it's just going to keep on overwriting those autosaves. So if you want to, make sure you save that file, then like actually name it something. So I'm going that, and then we'll do so. And I just been putting the level just so I know like how current it is, or what. But yeah, leave that explains things a little bit for you. Back to the main menu. Current city will be here, and then save and modding. So they also have like a voting system as well. So open for voting, pretty cool. Like I don't think I've seen a game like offer this before. But yeah, so you upvote it or downvote it. Vote. About the same stuff is always good. But yeah, so that's that. But yeah, this is Global Rescue. I think it's currently on sale. Or what it is on. Okay, no. So it's $5 right now. I think I got it on sale for 18. Um, but yeah, kind of expensive game. Again, pretty fun. Uh, Game I would compare it to on Epic Games uh, platform instead of Steam is called Operator 112. Operator. Basically, kind of the same thing, but more basic, where you can choose whatever city you want to do, but it's not visually pleasing at and all that stuff. It's just a satellite view and a little icon of like certain vehicles that you get to dispatch around. But so this is a little bit more intriguing, a little bit more. But yeah, so hopefully this gives you a little info on Global Rescue. If you're hitting it, I think you should. Pretty fun. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it.